Hey everyone, it's Paul here,
And Marcus.
and today we are going to be playing Star Wars Destiny. In the last couple of videos, we played Star Wars Unlimited. This here is Star Wars Destiny, the predecessor of the Star Wars Unlimited card game, or TCG. This had let's show the boxes here. Mine's open, so it looks a little bit less nice. But it was the predecessor to the Star Wars Unlimited game. And I say that in the sense that it was the TCG that came out before by the same company, Fantasy Flight Games. The difference with this game is that we have dice and we have some markers, like these token things. In Star Wars Unlimited, there aren't dice, and instead of markers, we have cards. We just use cards. Cards represent everything. Your resources, your upgrades, all of that. Mm-hmm. Here, that's not necessarily the case. Got some other elements at play, but a lot of the rules are actually pretty similar from what we can tell. Haven't played this, haven't done a playthrough, but the rules seem quite similar to Star Wars Unlimited. A lot of the same card types and such. I'm not going to go through and read through all the rules, but we will kind of talk about it pretty quickly. So again, we haven't played this, so we might be getting some of this wrong as we go. But what we know so far, we have a deck. This is about 20 cards. We have two characters, which are out front here. I've got Boba Fett and Veteran Stormtrooper. And then Marcus will read his cards.
We have Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. And we've already rolled for our location start,
our base, or battlefield. That's right. So basically, in the game, in Star Wars Unlimited, both players have a base, and both bases are played. In Star Wars Destiny, you roll to decide which player gets to choose between the two players' bases. The player whose base is not chosen gets 2 shield tokens.
Yes.
So I had chose my base. I rolled the higher of the dice, which 2, 2, and 1, 5. And I chose my base just because I don't know what the advantages are right in the game yet. So I figure the more generic thing to do is, hey, choose your own base. We have our deck, we got our cards, and I think we're going to try to play here. So I think we have our hands as well.
So the first draw is for 5 cards. And then I think you get to play the action first.
I think so. I think technically I control the battlefield if I chose it.
Yes.
The first time around. Now this is where things get a little bit different. The first thing we're not sure about, I'm sure somebody will be able to correct ourselves if we look this up, is whether or not you get any resources to start. In Star Wars Unlimited, you get 2 resources to start. Here, that doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't say anything about it. But the thing that leads me to believe that maybe you don't need those resources is there are a variety of additional actions that could give you resources in a round in this game. So from the actions, I can play a card from my hand, I can activate a character or support, I can resolve my dice, I can discard a card to re-roll a dice, or use a card action, or claim the battlefield. So when it comes to what I want to do on my first turn, I can't play many cards at all because I don't have any resources. But I should still be able to activate a character, which I want to read through what that says, what it means to activate a character, and kind of go from there. So activate a character or support. So activating a character or support is how you roll its dice. To activate a character or support, it must be ready. Exhaust that card and roll all of its dice. Put these cards in front of your characters. These dice are now in your dice pool and can be used on future turns. See resolve your dice below. Characters always roll their character dice and their upgrade dice when activating. Supports only roll their own dice into the dice pool when activated. So resolving your dice is another action. So it seems like I can activate my character. To activate the characters where it must be ready. So it is ready. I think they come into play ready, right? I think our 2 main characters are ready. And so I think that's what I can do. I can go ahead and I can roll my dice, or I can roll my dice. So what I'll do is I'll take these 2 Boba Fett dice, I'm going to roll it. I know those weren't on camera. Marcus, what was that other one there? So I got 1 resource and 2 attack. So I will then just leave those there. Nothing happens with them. Well, put them on the character. Nothing happens with them. And now it's Marcus's turn.
And I'll play. Okay. I got 1 and a minus.
1 and a minus. Blank, no effect. Blanks have a value of 0. The other one has a value of what? 2. Okay, so you've got ranged. It's a pistol, correct?
Yeah.
Pistol stands for ranged damage. Deal that much damage to any character.
Good.
All right, so
do I get to deal that damage or no?
Not until next turn.
Okay.
So this is where it's my turn again. And now I can decide to resolve your dice. So I'll read through this whole thing. We started reading before, but this action is how you use the dice in your dice pool. You may resolve any number of dice in your pool that have the same symbol, 1 at a time. After you resolve a dice, it returns to the card that it came from. So I guess these go here. I don't have to sit on that. And example, you rolled a dice showing X damage, melee damage X, and range damage. Oh, that's not an X. Melee damage and range damage. Those are the icons. For your next action, you can resolve any number of the dice showing melee damage or any number of the dice showing range damage, but not both. Each different symbol requires its own action. Each die symbol has a different effect. These effects are described below. Side of each die usually has value, the white number, above its symbol that tells you how powerful it is. For example, 2 melee can deal 2 damage to a character, and 2 shield means you can give a character 2 shields. So, in my particular case, I can decide in this round that I want to deal 2 damage. And I can decide who I want to deal that damage to, I believe. So, I'm going to read the card because I'm not sure if there's anything on here that could be helpful. It says deal damage to a character equal to the value shown on a die, yours or an opponent's. I think that's when a certain icon is rolled. I'll share this. But I want to just make sure I understand what's on the characters before we... Yep, there's a special icon for that. So basically that's saying that whenever I roll one of those icons, that's what that effect means. I think I can just do 2 damage to one of your characters. Han has 2 shields. I'm going to do 2 damage to Luke.
Okay.
Do we have those damage tokens? Is that what these are?
Yep.
Oh, wonderful.
So, 2 down, 9 to go. Oh boy. All right, so that leaves me to resolve my dice next, or?
You can, and you get to pick one symbol. Well, you've only got 1 dice that can be resolved, but...
Yeah. So I'm going to play the 2 points of damage on the veteran stormtrooper.
All right. And I will choose to... So after I put your dice back on your character, I think, the one that you played. So if you pick this guy, you can put him back here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to gain my resource. So I'll play this dice now to gain my 1 resource. Now your turn.
All right. How'd you gain your resource?
I played this other dice, which has 1 resource on it.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. I think I'm going to claim the battlefield.
Okay. Good move. I don't know if you have to move it. I mean, I guess you can.
Oh, force an opponent to lose 1 resource. How does that work?
I think that's claim. I'm interested to know what the keyword claim means. Let me see if I can, yeah, let's see if we can find claim in here. Claim the battlefield. Only 1 player can claim the battlefield each round. When you claim the battlefield, you may immediately use its claim ability. If you did not control it, take control of it by moving it next to your deck. Okay, so you were right. For the rest of this round, you automatically pass all of your future turns. However, the thing that's very interesting about this is it says you may immediately use its claim ability, which means you can take my resource immediately as soon as you claim it.
Well, let's do that.
All right. So that is actually pretty strategic because I would decide maybe I don't want to claim the battlefield because I just got a resource that I want to use on a card. And then you go and you claim the battlefield and you take that resource away. And now I can't play whatever play I had in my mind. So very interesting. I will also, I guess, pass. Now, when we pass, I want to go back to these dice. In the upkeep phase, ready your exhausted cards, return all dice in your dice pool. Dice you have rolled but did not use to their matching cards. Gain 2 resources, discard any number of cards from your hand, then redraw until you have 5 cards. So here we are. We can decide to, it's your turn. Okay. And our dice are back. Everything's good to go.
All right. I'm going to play an event. And this says dangerous maneuver. Heal 2 damage from one of your characters.
Here, put 2 resources out. Heal 2 damage from one of your characters.
Put 2 resources out.
Yeah, you get it because we just regroup.
What? Okay.
I mean, you got to spend it on a card, possibly, but...
So, do we each get 30 points like in the other game? Or how do we...
I think you just have to take out the other 2 characters. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think the battlefield doesn't have a number on it. I think its goal or its intent is just to provide an action and show who's in charge, sort of. So it is a little different in that regard. In Star Wars Unlimited, the base is king. Well, whoever takes out the base wins. But here, the win condition is a little bit different. The win condition, it says defeat all of the opponent's characters, or if your opponent has no cards in their hand and deck at the end of the round, after the upkeep phase, they lose and you win. Interesting, huh? Mm-hmm. It's nice to see it be a little bit different. That's for sure.
So I have a card that says heal 2 damage from one of your characters. But it also says deal 2 indirect damage to yourself.
Okay.
How does that work?
Yeah, so this is interesting. These cards we haven't really read at all. So let me see it. I'm curious to...
Okay.
Also, keep in mind, we don't have any protectors on these cards. These are brand right out of the box.
We will not be bending.
Old new stock. It's they're not making these games anymore, but heal 2 damage from one of your characters. Deal 2 indirect damage to yourself. What is it? Okay, so let me read and see if I can find anything on indirect damage in the rules. Indirect damage from a die or a card can be split between multiple characters. When a character is dealt damage, track that damage using damage tokens. Damage tokens come in quantities of 1s and 3s. If the character has any shields, block 1 damage for each shield of the character. After a shield blocks damage, remove the shield token from the character. So basically, you have the ability to split the damage up among your characters, which, could be good if you wanted to take those shield tokens off on, or split it up a little bit like that somehow.
Okay. So I guess we're going to put 2 damage on your veteran stormtrooper, and then I will split the damage here, which I can just remove a shield token.
Okay. So are you going to move some of your damage tokens out? Because wouldn't Luke only have 1 damage token? I did 2 damage to you last time.
Right, but it says deal 2 indirect damage to yourself.
But you healed damage.
No, I put 1 on... Oh, yeah, I did heal damage.
Yeah, so...
Okay, wait a minute.
You're like, I just played a card that was just dealt more damage to me than I had. Oh, my.
All right. I think we got it there now. Like I said, this is our first run through.
And the thing is, we always play these games late at the end of the day. Sometimes we'll be playing and it'll be midnight, 1 a.m. So, we're doing our best to give you our best. But, hey, all right. I think that I'm going to roll Boba Fett's dice. I got to. It's early on. I gotta.
Do you have to play resources to roll dice?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So, I got 1 blank and 1 resource. So, it's your turn.
Well, since we're rolling dice, let's roll dice. Let's see. Play card from my hand. Actually, can I only play 1 card, or should I play another?
Did you roll dice?
No.
You can only do one thing at a time.
All right.
You can play one card. You can roll dice.
Let's roll dice. So I got one resource and one shield token.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do then is I will roll this other dice because why not? And he's got 3 indirect damage. Your turn.
Okay. Did I resolve my dice?
Only one icon among all the dice you've rolled can be resolved.
Okay.
For the turn.
So I can either play a shield or a resource?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to play a resource.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to play the following. It's called Imperial Might, and it says resolve one of your dice, increase its value by 2. So what's cool about that is I've got this guy here for 3, so I can make it 5, and I can attack you. Because it's indirect damage, I believe you get to choose how it gets applied.
Okay.
I believe.
Can I play an event to counter that? Or
Guess it depends on what the event says. But before you do that, let me just read what the indirect says. Damage. Indirect damage from a die or a card can be split between multiple characters. It doesn't say who splits it. It just says that it can be split.
okay.
So maybe that's one of those things that we want to look up.
That's what I mean. Can I play an event to counter it? Or do I have to use it before you play?
I'm going to guess it would have to be before I play because I'm going to resolve. I'm resolving this effect right now. Let's see. However you like. All right. So it must be dealt. And it may be dealt however I would like. So I can... Interesting. That's what I'm seeing from, well, what the commentary is.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go again at Skywalker. So I'll do 5 damage to Skywalker with that then.
Just take this off. Sorry. Alright. It's this power action.
Do they have power actions?
Should I invite you? Yeah, they have power actions.
So this just has some flavor text. This one doesn't have power actions.
Okay.
I'm actually curious, what is... Oh, the icons on the side here. This is interesting, important thing to point out. On the left-hand side, there's icons on your characters. I'll pull one up so you can see those. Those icons are what's on your dice. So you can just easily see, I believe that's what it means.
Okay.
Which is interesting because, you know, it's a dice collecting game as well. So I guess the dice that you collect would be upgrade dice as opposed to dice to replace the dice on the card. All right. So I resolve the damage. It's your turn.
Okay. Just going to play a resource. So this is an upgrade.
All right.
Play one resource for the upgrade.
Interesting. So you get to add that dice, right?
If so, what die is that?
I mean, it would be the one that has all those same icons on it.
This one. Yep, it would be this one.
That is neat. Wait, were we supposed to draw cards or just discard and draw at the end of the rounds?
Like discard and draw at the end of the round.
Okay, so you don't... I think that's interesting. So you don't have to... That's why you only have so many cards. Because it's completely optional to discard and draw. And I played a 2-resource endeavor. So. What are you trying to look up there?
Yep. Trying to figure out how to
I'm curious about resources.
how to play my dice. I played cards, but I didn't play any dice, really.
Oh, so what dice do you want to play? Well, you played an upgrade, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so it's my turn and I'm just sitting here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's all me. I guess I'm going to... I resolved this dice in my previous turn. I suppose I'll gain my additional... I'll gain a resource with this one.
Okay.
And...
Yep. Okay. So I guess I could use this one. I think I'll put him on here. Now, how do I roll a third dice? Do I have to discard a card, or?
Well, what dice do you need to roll?
Well, I just brought this one into play.
Yeah. I think you can roll that dice as part of an action next turn.
Okay.
So, when you activate a character support...
It was an upgrade. Let's see.
Right, I think it's listed somewhere in there. See resolve your dice below. Characters always roll their character dice and their upgrade dice when activated. So I don't know if you can roll it this round.
Okay.
It's already activated.
All right, then.
Yeah, I think that's how it is. I think you gotta wait till next time.
All right. So I got my shield in play, and yeah. So I resolved my other dice. So it's your turn.
What was the result? Put shields on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So interesting thing that I remembered kind of as I was going through here is you can discard a card to re-roll a dice. So I'm going to choose this 0 card. I'm going to re-roll this dice. And this dice gives me 1 disrupt. Your opponent loses that many resources. Okay. Your turn.
Is that a ranged weapon?
Nope. I can play it to remove 1 of your resources. So next time it's my turn, I can resolve it and knock 1 of your resources out if said resource exists.
Is that considered a range? Oh,
it's not a weapon.
Okay, gotcha. So activate one of your yellow characters. If one or more of its character or upgrade dice just rolled a resource. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to claim the battlefield.
All right. I mean, in which case, it doesn't really... Well, so this was the question I had. Do you...
I figured it's claim an initiative on in the other game. But...
Do you get to keep your resources between rounds?
Oh.
I think you do. If you don't spend it says gain 2 resources. But that doesn't mean you get that many resources each round. It just means that you get 2 additions to add to your pool.
Okay.
Which I think makes a lot more sense. I'm going to resolve this dice to get rid of 1 of your resources.
Okay.
Technically, I'm still in, so... but what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to pass, and then we'll go into regroup.
Okay.
So, here, what I can do... I'm going to take a card, I'm going to discard it, and then I'm going to drop to 5. And then we both get to add 2 additional resources to our pool.
So I have to discard and drop.
You don't have to discard anything if you don't want to. You can discard any number of cards and then redrop to 5.
Okay. Draw. So since I claimed the battlefield, you lose a resource.
Darn.
Yeah.
Does it matter if you already have the battlefield? I guess not.
Nope.
Very confident.
I'm figuring it's something like killing an initiative in our other games. So. Yeah. So does that mean I get to roll first? Did I roll all the dice, or
only the dice associated with a single character at a time, I believe.
Okay.
So you're activating a character is what happens, and you get to roll all dice associated with that character.
All right. Well, I think I can do that.
Did you resolve that Han dice too? Your last round, the one that's out?
No, I didn't roll that one.
Well, put it back on Han.
Oh, okay.
I think the way that it's supposed to be is that as you activate the characters, you put the dice in front of you, and then you can play from any number of those dice whenever you want while it's your turn.
Okay.
I think that's kind of the dice pool concept.
Gotcha. All right. So I rolled, and
that's all you can do right now is roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend my 2 resources to play this hidden blaster. I'm going to put that on Boba Fett.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab the dice that is so associated with hidden blaster. I believe it is this one. Yep. And your turn.
I'm going to play Bravado.
Oh.
And it says spot a yellow character to remove an opponent's die. So I'm going to then deal 2 damage to a character. So I'm going to spot that yellow character and remove one of its dice.
Any one of it, or just the upgrade?
Oh, the upgrade. And then I'm going to deal 2 points of damage to him.
Okay. Now I'm imagining that the dice comes back at the regroup phase.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure.
Okay.
So let me see. This is regroup phase. Man, I'm having a hard time realizing, like, what side did I start on? And let's say it's this side. Upkeep phase. Not the regroup phase. That's Star Wars Unlimited. Yeah. During the upkeep phase, you and your opponent do the following. We know that. Gain 2 resources. Well, wait. Ready your exhausted cards. Return all dice in your dice pool. Dice you rolled but did not use to their matching cards. Let me see what your card says. It just says remove the dice.
Yeah, it says spot a yellow character to remove an opponent's die. 1 die. It says then deal 2 damage to a character.
I'm going to read what it says about dice removal.
Okay. I'm figuring it's only for the turn, but
Well, let me read that again.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Dice symbols.
I think it's more an event rule.
Yeah.
Follow the card's instructions, then discard it to discard pile. The discard pile, so it's up.
Well, this says removing the dice moves them from player's dice pool back to their matching card. The dice cannot be removed unless it is in the player's dice pool. If a dice of a specific symbol must be removed. So that is an interesting... That's in whatever rules I'm looking at now. Which is... Yeah.
It just basically means I don't think you'd roll it this turn. I don't think it.
Let's play it like that.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
think-
remove your upgrade.
No, okay, yeah. I mean, that would
So-
say... You think it would say remove upgrade.
Exactly.
But there are some rules that say that it can only... Removing a dice can only be played on dice in your pool. Which would mean that I'd have to activate it first in order for you to remove the dice. But we'll play it like we're playing it. I think that's fair.
All right.
All right. So what I'll do then is I don't have any more resources, so I'm going to play this card, I think. It says, play only if an opponent's character has 1 or more damage on them. Gain 1 resource. It's 0 cost.
Okay.
Gain a resource. And it's your turn.
So, all right. So, I'm going to use this and deal 2 damage.
2.
Boba Fett.
Right.
Resourceful.
I am going to use my resource and attach this hunting rifle to... I'll do it to the stormtrooper.
Yeah. Okay. Let her roll. Okay.
Right?
Your turn.
I will also roll. I'm going to roll the stormtrooper dice. Or activate the stormtrooper and must roll his dice. So that's 2 attack and 1 blank.
I'm going to play my resource. For a resource, I have to wait to play a card, correct?
Yep. Okay. So what I will do is I will discard a card to re-roll 1 dice.
Okay.
And that gives me an extra 2 blasters.
Can I discard a card and then play a card for the resource?
Discard a card. You don't get a resource for discarding a card.
I don't.
So you can re-roll a dice in exchange for discarding a card. And that's 1 action.
All right, never mind. I'm going to play a resource, and this says remove a die showing ranged action.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one you remove.
Yeah.
And by remove, we'll throw it over there.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'll resolve my 2 attack on Luke.
Okay. And I'm going to resolve my 2 attack on Boba Fett.
All right. I'm going to go and activate Boba Fett. Okay, I have his special action and 2 melee.
I'm gonna resolve an action. I'm gonna resolve the melee on Boba Fett.
How many melee?
This one.
All right, so it says deal damage to a character equal to the value showing on a die. Your opponent's, yours or an opponent's. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just do 2.
Okay.
With this one, so I'll resolve that. Do 2 on Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it's definitely the damage is moving along.
Yeah. Quicker than I'd like in my case. But
I imagine once you knock a character out, you can't use their dice anymore. So that's something to keep in mind.
I'm going to claim
Yeah.
the base.
Okay. I will resolve my other 2 against Luke, and that would make him out.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, wait. He does have 1 shield.
Does that leave him in?
That leaves him in for 1.
Oh man, look at that. This is working.
Hang it in there.
Yeah. Lightsaber is pulsing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like not quite fully on. No, all right. So
Not there yet. Almost.
all right. So now we regroup. We have to draw up so our hand is 5 again. Yeah, and the funny thing is you can kind of tell that the idea is that you don't stack resources, like you just use them and gain 2, use them and... But you can keep them from rounds, but there's not many cards that are a lot of resources.
And I'm going to claim 1 of your resources.
All right, I'm imagining you're allowed to decide when you want to claim my resources. Because I'm imagining, I don't know.
figured it's the beginning of the turn, but, you know.
Well, it says you may claim it when one of my resources, when you claim, which would have been the end of last turn.
Okay.
But you decided you chose not to. I don't know if that means you can wait and decide to do it whenever you want, but we could just play this like that. I knock 1 down. It's all good.
Oh, when is the upkeep phase?
We just did that.
Oh, okay.
You drew up to 5 cards, you gain 2 resources.
Okay. Well, I just drew the card, so I can't play it. That's fine.
Why do you have 6 cards?
I have 5.
Oh, told you guys it was late. Now we're all right.
I should have played it. I can't play it. I have to wait till the next upkeep phase, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Also, I just let you take that resource out. That was a skeptical call. I don't know. So you can hold off on that one.
All right.
All right. So it's your turn first.
All right. I'm gonna roll for Han. He's got 2 blasters.
Okay. I am going to, let's see, play Ice Storm. Lets me remove 1 of your shield tokens. So I'm going to remove that. It's from Han, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. And let's see. I'm gonna roll Luke's dice. I hope I get lucky here. Okay. I'm going to...
You can't do that yet.
I guess.
You can do it next turn.
No.
All right.
No.
So I will... Oh, I get to put my dice back. I'm gonna roll Boba Fett's dice. All right. I got. Oh, geez, what a terrible roll. 2 nothings and 2 melee. All right, your turn.
I don't have any way to block that damage coming up. I'm going to give you control of the battlefield. Remove that damage die.
Does that mean that I get to keep it? I shouldn't be able to claim it back.
I don't know how that works.
For this phase?
Yeah, just for this phase.
Which means that I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can't claim it back at the end of the turn, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. That makes sense.
You want to remove this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise there's some benefit of having the battlefield.
Right. All right.
See if you can get some attack in before that guy's down.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just go? Yeah, you just went.
Yep.
So, and I took my card out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this card to re-roll a dice. I think is what I can do, right? I think I can do 1 dice, right? Discard a card to re-roll your dice. 1 or more dice in your pool. Wow. Oh, nice.
What'd you do?
Well, I've got 1 ranged and 1 in the special action. So,
yeah, spend 2 resources to resolve one of this character's character or upgrade dice, increasing its value by 2. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to increase his value by 2 and attack you for 3.
Okay. Which show are you attacking?
Boba Fett.
10. Man, that's close.
Yep.
All right. I am going to roll the Stormtrooper's dice. I'll roll them over here.
Ooh.
Well, we could save that. What was it at?
There you go.
Oh, 3. You should maybe re-roll. 3 indirect, and then 1 stop resource. So I've got a pool here still. It's not played, but your turn.
Okay. Let's just attack Boba Fett for 2.
Okay. So Nova's out.
Yep.
I guess do I want to move him out, or do I want to just do this? I guess I'll just do this for now.
Yeah, sideways him.
Get the idea. Okay. Well, I'm going to first. Oh, does that mean I can't play his dice?
Nope.
I should have thought about that one, because that sucks. All right. I was waiting to play his dice. All right. Well, I'll play. I mean, I have 3 damage that I can play however I want.
Okay.
So I'm going to play 1 damage to Luke to knock him out.
All right.
And then I'll play
Fair enough.
the rest, 2 further on. So funny thing is, we're actually completely equal to this point, even though... Oh, wait, I put this away. This should go there. It's your turn.
Well, you do have an upgrade on your character that I do not.
No.
Which is nice. Yeah. So... Okay. I can't claim resource, so I'll pass.
All right. Well,
you're gonna like this one.
I'm gonna play the support card for 1 resource, which I think I can just put out here.
Okay.
It doesn't get a dice.
Yeah.
And then I can't really play Disrupt, but I can. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna sacrifice this. This one is this dice is Disrupt, which your opponent loses that many resources, but you don't have any resources.
I do not.
So I'll just put this back, and I'm gonna move him out of the way so I can put the support here. It's visible, and let's regroup. Draw back up to 5.
All right, that would benefit you, so I'm not gonna play that. And let me keep that. No. 2. 3. Okay.
I have the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, can we play the character cards that are out, like in our hand? How does that work? So
It doesn't have a number up here, though, does it?
no, but like if you have a card in your hand that's an event, but it has Boba Fett on it or Luke Skywalker on it, I imagine you could still play it.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
It's just like a normal, if it's an event or normal card. Now, some of them are like yellow cards or blue cards. I don't know
Yeah.
if they're specifically for yellow or blue.
I don't think it matters. I think
Okay.
we'll just play. We can play the cards that are in our hands, I suppose. So I've got one. Well, before I go do that, I'm going to play this upgrade card. It is a speeder bike. And I'm curious about this.
Oh.
I'm curious as to whether there are any rules about playing upgrades, but I think it would be on the back of the rules.
I think you can stack them. That's fine.
Attach the upgrade card to one of your characters by placing it below the character. Upgrades have repeatable effects. I don't think it matters. I mean, I guess I was thinking if you play an upgrade card, does it have to be a certain color, like to match your player or something? I don't know. But this one matches anyway, so it really doesn't matter here in this case. It's your turn.
Well, since you didn't do that, I'm going to use 2 resources. That blaster. And the hidden blaster says, ambush. You may take 1 additional action after you play. So
Well, what's the action under that?
Well, it says after you play this upgrade, you may remove 1 shield from a character. But that's not the action. So an additional action would be I could roll a dice or something, right?
Yeah, but you could have just done that instead of playing the card. Is that an upgrade card?
Yeah, but since you didn't claim a resource, I'm just going to play it.
All right.
That's why I needed 2 resources to play it. So, and I'm going to roll that. So 1 resource. All right.
Well, why'd you roll?
Because that's what my action was.
Oh, yes, that's right. Additional action.
Right.
Late. What can I say? Yeah,
That's all right.
all right. All right. So I will. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. I will roll my dice.
Okay.
And we have 1 blaster, 1 shield, and 1 nothing.
So I'm going to play this one. It says activate 1 of your yellow characters. If 1 or more character or upgrade dice just rolled a resource, gain 1 resource. Gain the resource, and
I don't know if you can play them both at the same time, but we'll allow it.
okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Play a weapon. And, well, I can't do that. I guess what I'll do is I will play the shield.
I'm going to play a support card for 1 resource, and it says exhaust the support to re-roll 1 of your dice. You may then re-roll it again. I will re-roll it again. Okay. Your turn.
All right.
Yeah, not much.
I will attack. Or use my attack dice. So I'll do 1 damage to your Han.
I am going to play R2. It says draw a card. You may turn 1 of your dice to any side. So, what is that? No, I don't want to do that. Alright, I'm going to turn my card to that.
How many blasters is that?
2.
All right. All right. So I will.
And then, hold on, I get to draw a card too.
Okay.
There's a neat card. I like that. I'll show it up here. Yeah.
The artwork's pretty good in here too, all things considered. Okay. I'm going to discard a card to re-roll a dice.
I don't.
Thank goodness, right? All right, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna do 2 points of damage.
So I'll remove my shield and put 3 on here total. All right. I will do 2 points of damage.
Ambush. How did I want to make sure I'm using this right. Under event cards, put all the cards, discard to. Okay. You may take 1 additional action after you play this card.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if I play this card, do I get to roll a dice?
Yep.
Okay. And then it says resolve 1 of your dice. Does that mean I get to resolve the dice?
Let me read it.
Read that card.
All right. Ambush. You may take 1 additional action after you play this card. Resolve 1 of your dice.
Mm-hmm.
I think resolve 1 of your dice is the action this card has.
But it's not the wording though.
It says it is the wording. You may take 1 additional action after you play this card.
Right. So
After you play this card.
doesn't mean it's a specific action. Like resolve the dice, and then it's like a step 2.
You can take whatever action you want, but you have to resolve 1 of your dice.
Oh, okay.
So you have to decide. You have to resolve the dice before you.
Okay.
Well, see what I mean? That's what I would read it as.
So I can't really resolve the dice, so maybe I shouldn't play that.
That's how I read it. Because if you think about it, you're taking that card is 1 action, and then you can take another one after.
Okay. Is the resolve 1 of your dice just a bonus, or
That's just the action on the card.
all right?
I think it's saying that when you play that card, you get to resolve the dice,
Okay.
and you get to do another action after it.
So this says after you activate attached character, you may reroll any number of their weapon dice. So can I play this on this character?
Probably, right?
Yeah.
After you activate attached character, you may re-roll any number of their weapon dice.
I've only got 1 weapon dice, but
I guess so, yeah. I mean,
okay.
you already activated your character,
Right.
but technically
it's
I just
activated. Played this.
So, yeah, I mean, it should be fine.
All right. What's that one?
That means you can get rid of 1 of my resources, which I don't have, so doesn't really help you.
That's the disrupt.
Uh-huh. All right. So I am going to take the base.
Okay. Well, it's already yours. You could claim that resource.
I'll claim the resources.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
And then next phase, you get the base anyway. Because remember, I gave you the base this last turn.
No, that was the turn before.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was. Yeah.
All right.
All blurs together.
It does. All right. So,
All right.
Upkeep.
Yep.
All right. Hey, this deck is getting
I know.
really small here.
It makes you not want to use your cards. Mine is... Ooh. Oh, man, yeah. Talk about...
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you can only use the number of cards that you have left in your deck. Right?
I know.
Yeah, it's like you might grab all these great ones down at the bottom and then... All right. I'm going to roll my dice.
Okay.
All right. So I've got... Oh, interesting. I'm going to gain my resource.
All right. I'm going to play 2 resource, and I'm going to play an event. Ambush. You may take 1 additional action after you play this card. Give a character 3 shields. I will do that.
Nice.
And I guess my action would be to roll my dice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I really don't know if I can play like upgrades on a character that's not the same color. It doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah, both my upgrades are kind of grayish.
I'm reading the rules here. All right. It doesn't say anything about it, so I'm going to use my 3 resources to play this upgrade called Whistle Rockets.
Oh boy.
I have the maximum amount of upgrades now on this guy. And use my 3 resources, see if I can grab Whistle Rockets. Go.
So you're only allowed to have 3 upgrades?
Mm-hmm. Total. At any time.
Ooh.
Why, was that an upgrade?
No, it was an event.
Oh, okay. I was like, I figured. But yeah, you can only have 3 upgrades. You can swap them out. But, yeah. I can't use that dice this turn, though, so, since I already activated.
Okay. All right. I am going to take 1 additional action after you play this card. You may reroll any number of dice. After you activate this attached character, you may reroll any. So he's activated. You may reroll any number of their weapon dice. Now I like that weapon dice. Oh, this weapon dice. So I can reroll this one.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Oh well. Your turn.
All right. I'm going to exhaust this card and re-roll these 2 dice. One of them was a weapon. Oh, thank goodness. That was it.
Is that a support die or a card?
It's a support card, yeah. It says you can exhaust this card in order to re-roll up to 2 dice.
Okay. Do you have to discard it then?
Just exhaust it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have to. I didn't know that. I put all my supports back in.
Ah, well, I can do that too with mine if you want. They have repeatable effects and stay in play. Some supports have a die that comes with them.
Okay.
Do you want me to? I mean, I can just take her out since you took yours out. Make it fair-ish.
All right.
All right, we'll do that.
Well, okay.
All right.
First time
or you
playing.
can bring yours in. Yes.
First time playing.
This is always
The second time we'll have it a little more on point. All right. It is a compromise.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for your compromise.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's one thing when you play games like this. It helps to play, at least initially, with people that are willing to compromise or willing to like be understanding, because games like this do require some finesse to get right, in your head. So, and some things is up to interpretation.
This was my other support. This was my support card, which is Perseverance.
Okay.
And actually, I have I discarded this one, but has a chance to get another card. So this was a support location. Each player gains 1 additional resource during the upkeep phase, which I didn't want to give you an additional resource, so I was like, well, let me just draw it.
I see. Yes.
I know.
Well,
that was a strategic move.
I am going to attack with my 3 damage here. And so he'll get rid of your 2 shields and do 1 damage.
Well, there's 3 shields.
Oh, there's 3 shields?
Yep, it said to give him 3 shields.
Oh,
so,
okay. All right. Well,
bada bing.
No damage then.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Gotta get your damage in soon, though.
Yeah. I am. Go ahead and take 2 damage.
All right.
And it's your turn.
I'm gonna go and do another 2 damage.
Now that one will go through. So we got 5 up there.
5 and 5.
Yeah. It's anybody's game, folks.
All right.
Oh.
It's your turn.
Yeah. I'll get the one resource. Your turn.
I'm going to take the battlefield.
I am going to simply resolve it. Additional action after you play this card. You can only roll dice once per turn, right?
You can only play them once per turn.
Okay. Alright. We'll pass. Your turn.
I already took the battlefield.
Okay. Then
So,
upkeep.
yep. Drop cards.
Okay. Done.
I get to put these guys on.
Really want that. And down to a final card over there.
Yeah, which means you can't play anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it is. It says if your opponent has no cards in their hand and deck at the end of a round after the upkeep phase, they lose and you win. If both players would win this way, the player who controls the battlefield wins. So actually, you can exhaust your deck.
Oh,
You just can't exhaust your deck and your hand.
okay.
And there are some cards that can force you to lose a card
Right.
in your hand. So that could be an interesting strategy. I get to start, right?
Yep.
I'm going to roll.
Yeah.
One, nothing, two melee. All right, you go. I'll kind of show these up close a little bit.
Ooh.
While you're doing that.
Ooh.
They're a little bit hefty dice too, which is cool. A little larger than your average game die.
Cool. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna play lightsaber.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay. I'll do the 2 melee damage.
Oh, you rolled?
Or did I roll? Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah. What'd you do here?
I screwed up. I might have to re-roll. This goes here. These guys were over here.
Yep.
These guys were here. Do you mind if I roll for my last round, whatever that was?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you want, you can play one.
Well, right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I thank you. But I will play. Man, that is something. I'll play my 3 damage.
Okay.
I might be able to take you out this round.
3 damage. Where?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Oh, wait.
We can knock one of these dice off.
If I would have played that, I could. I could play this card. Reroll one of your die.
Any one of them?
Reroll an opponent's die.
You get to pick which one. One of the attack dice, I take it?
Yep.
Just pick the
Whatever highest.
this yellow attack die. They still got 2 attack.
Nah.
You want to reroll again?
Nah, this doesn't only one.
Oh my.
No.
Can you imagine it'd be like, it got 3 attack this time?
I know.
Oh man.
Alright. I guess it's your turn.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can play both of these symbols this time. So that would...
Put symbols.
I can play these symbols together.
You can?
Uh-huh. In the same turn. Because it says you resolve any dice with the same symbol. So that's 4.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that, but yeah.
That'll be it. So 4. Yep.
One of these days.
Good game. Well, good game. Figured it out.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments, rather.
Compromised
Compromise.
is the word of the night.